By the winter of 1348, Europe's greatest cities had turned into graves. London's cobbled streets, once filled with laughter, now echoed with the cries of the dying. The smell of burning pitch, rotting flesh, and damp stone hung in the air like a curse that never lifted. No city was spared. Paris, Florence, Venice, Cologne, all choked beneath the invisible weight of the Black Death. In Florence, bodies lay in the streets for days before the living dared to touch them. The bells that once rang for weddings now tolled endlessly for funerals. Graveyards overflowed, forcing people to dig shallow pits beside their homes. In some places, there were so many dead that they buried them in layers, one atop another. Like pages in a book written by death itself, dogs and crows grew fat from the feast, and the night was filled with the flapping of wings. Families sealed their doors, whispering prayers through cracks in the wood. Yet the plague seeped through walls, through air, through the breath of those they loved. Markets closed, but thieves still roamed, robbing corpses, stealing rings from rotting fingers. Monks and priests who came to bless the dying soon joined them in their silence. Even the cats, once hunters of rats, were killed in fear of their dark eyes. In London, the carts came each morning, wooden wheels creaking beneath the weight of the dead. "Bring out your dead," the collectors shouted, their voices hollow beneath plague masks. Mothers carried their children's bodies to the carts, then climbed in themselves. Whole families vanished overnight, leaving only empty houses and cold fires behind. The cities became mazes of echoes, streets where the only sound was the rattle of a dying man's breath. And when the wind blew from the east, it carried not the scent of rain, but the memory of everything that once lived. Europe had become a continent of ghosts, and every city a silent monument to fear. As the plague deepened, the very shape of cities began to change. Streets once built for trade now became paths to burial grounds. Entire neighborhoods were abandoned, their doors sealed with red crosses and words painted above, "Lord, have mercy on us." The sound of commerce was replaced by the tolling of bells, until even the bell ringers died. Cities that had been the heart of empires became hollow shells, their cathedrals filled not with worship, but with the smell of decay. In Paris, the Seine carried more corpses than boats. In Venice, the canals turned black with rot. The plague had no language, no loyalty. It killed kings and beggars alike. The Pope sat behind walls of fire in Avignon, surrounded by torches day and night, hoping the heat would drive away the sickness. But no flame could burn out the fear that spread faster than the disease itself. Those who survived became strangers to the world they once knew. Children grew up, never hearing laughter. Lovers no longer touched, and artists, those who painted beauty, now painted death, frescoes of skeletons dancing hand in hand with the living, mocking the world's despair. The dance of death, they called it Danse Macabre, a grim reminder that no one escaped. Europe's culture, once gilded with faith and fortune, was now painted in ash. The silence was so deep it became its own sound, the hum of absence, the echo of vanished lives. By the time the plague began to fade, the cities that survived were no longer cities of men, but cities of memory, places that remembered what it meant to breathe, to touch, to live. The Black Death had not only stolen lives, it had rewritten what civilization meant.